This is the 1897 title page for The Secret Doctrine, a massive volume intended to bridge the gaps between every major field of human knowledge. The ambition is laid out right here in the subtitle, The Synthesis of Science, Religion, and Philosophy. But before you even get to Chapter 1, you hit a strange roadblock. The book's editor, Annie Besant, included a highly unusual disclaimer right at the beginning of the volume. Looking at page 20 of the preface, she flat out warns the reader that the pages ahead contain confused statements, material that is, quote, certainly erroneous, and even intentional deception. Placing a warning label on a Victorian encyclopedia turns a dry academic text into an unpredictable mystery box. It forces us to ask what exactly is inside these pages. The author of this massive work was H.P. Blavatsky, a controversial occult leader. When she died suddenly in 1891, she left her work completely unfinished. Her followers were left staring at a mountain of unarranged, highly anticipated final notes and writings, with absolutely no clear instructions on how to put them together. This introductory page outlines the stakes of the era, noting that late 19th century society was caught in a deep divide between rigid scientific materialism on one side and dogmatic religious orthodoxy on the other. Blavatsky's teachings, which she called the wisdom religion, offered a radical third path designed to reconcile that exact cultural divide. Because this third path was viewed as vital for humanity, abandoning the manuscript was out of the question. Her followers had to wade into the chaos and attempt to publish her final thoughts. Besant and a team of earnest students took on the grueling logistical task of sifting through and sequencing these raw, fragmented papers. As detailed here in the preface, they immediately ran into severe contradictions. Some sections of the manuscript had been written 4 or 5 times over, with differing facts and sentences in every single version. Standard fact-checking becomes impossible when your author is relying on hidden esoteric knowledge instead of accessible, easily verifiable source material. This required Besant to construct a unified theory of global history from fragments that actively defied standard academic logic. You can see the sheer scale of the final assembly just by looking at this sprawling table of contents. She makes radical attempts to rewrite Christian origins, linking historical figures like Enoch, Jesus, and St. Paul. She sweeps across ancient Western mysticism, integrating Egyptian magic and early Hermetic doctrines. Then she bridges those Western concepts with Eastern esoteric traditions and Tibetan prophecies. Alongside the history, the contents catalog the deep occult mechanics she attempted to codify, from cosmic consciousness down to the auric egg. The core thesis binding all these disparate topics together is the belief that every global myth, religion, and magical tradition stems from a single, ancient, universal language. This table of contents reveals the true nature of the book. It is an audacious attempt to create a unified field theory of human spirituality. This deliberate complexity explains Besant's most shocking editorial admission. Returning to page 20 of the preface, she suggests that many of the book's confusing errors and contradictions were planted by Blavatsky on purpose. Besant calls these intentionally confusing statements blinds. In occultism, a blind is a deliberate paradox designed to obscure truth from a casual reader. The thinking goes that true esoteric wisdom should never be handed out freely. Contradictions aren't mistakes. They are tests designed to challenge a student's intuition and dedication. Through the lens of occultism, a messy, contradictory text serves a distinct philosophical purpose. It acts as a functional labyrinth, meant to challenge the initiate. Besant candidly admits that had Blavatsky lived, she would have completely rewritten this entire division, leaving Volume 3 forever in an unfinished state. This means modern readers shouldn't approach the book as an infallible, polished textbook. Instead, it offers a raw look into a brilliant, chaotic mind. Ultimately, The Secret Doctrine Volume 3 stands as an archaeological site of the early theosophical movement, a monument to a search for synthesis that remained, in the end, as messy and paradoxical as the manuscript itself.